What's going on, y'all? Cliff here from Not Gospel Studios. I'm doing something right now that I swore when I got into social media and YouTube and all this stuff, I swore I'd never do one of these. This is our first ever, here I am, eat my words, first ever apology video. We have a couple things that we just have to set the record straight on and just eat some humble pie and apologize for here at Not Gospel Studios. I'm gonna go ahead and get these apologies out of the way. That's what this whole video is about. First off, I am sorry for you guys that we have not released content for 3 months. We took this 3-month-long sabbatical. I've been chasing down some other opportunities, which you'll find out more about going forward. But no excuses, right? No excuses. It's a busy season, but that doesn't matter. I enjoy the conversations that I have here on the channel. I enjoy providing content for you guys. Thank you guys for your patience, and thank you for your continued support of the channel, despite the fact that I haven't been providing any content. I want to let you know that going forward, we're getting on a better schedule of providing content for you guys, meaningful content. So thank you guys for your patience. But again, I'm sorry that it's been so long since we've had content. Now, apology number 2 is what this video really is about. So there's something about my life. There's an aspect of who I am that is very, very important and very integral to how I look at the world and who I am as a person that I've not shared with y'all. And no, it's not my faith. I'm a devout Christian. I love Jesus with my whole heart. That part is clear when you get on the channel. You see that it's Christian commentary on all kinds of stuff. So that part we haven't hidden, and we're not ashamed of it. But this part here is something that I took for granted that you guys would figure out, and I just totally neglected sharing with you. So here it is. I'm sorry that I did not tell you guys I'm a redneck. I am 100% a full-blooded American redneck. Some of y'all may be like, well, hold up, Cliff. Your accent doesn't really sound like Hollywood and the hillbillies and all this kind of stuff have made it sound that people like that should sound like. And I'm like, I agree with you. I don't have a very, very thick accent, but that's because I've moved all over the country and other parts of the world from a young age. I'll be honest with you, the accent didn't really stick, any particular accent didn't really stick because I traveled so much. By the time I was 7 years old, when my dad was a pastor and evangelist, I had moved in 5 or 6 different places. So I didn't really pick up one thick way of talking. But when I get around my redneck buddies from Kentucky, it just starts flowing. And it's something I do subconscious. I don't even deliberately start talking more country twang or southern drawl. It just happens. Further proof that I'm a redneck, I'm going to let you guys in on something that you may not have known. I do the majority of my YouTube work in the studio here in Not Gospel Studios barefoot. I'll show you. That's my gnarly foot right there. When I have Chandra in the studio, I can't be barefoot because she has this thing where the sight of feet induces dry heaving with her. She just can't stand it, particularly mine, because I got that really long middle toe that protrudes and wants to let you know that it had desires to be a finger but just couldn't quite get there. So my toes are gnarly. And when Chandra's here, I have to hide them, or she will refuse to podcast with me. She's fickle with how she cares about me, but hey, I love her anyways. But when I'm by myself, it's barefoot all the way, because I'm a redneck. And as the resident redneck here at Not Gospel Studios, I felt like it was my job, because words are important, it's my job to define what a redneck is. Not only define it, but to assess and address all the stereotypes around redneckedness, right, as I call it. Now, this is not some new age version of Jeff Foxworthy's "You Might Be a Redneck If," okay? His was very comedic, very demeaning at times. This is not that. This is real, legit information you're going to be able to take home. You might be able to Wikipedia it, Google it, or whatever, and verify it. These are verified, stone-cold facts of perks of redneckedness from a redneck who's lived this experience, all right? So you can take this to the bank. It's as good as gold. This is perks of redneckedness. It's time for me to get my redneckedness out there for everyone to see and participate in, right? So this is Perks of Redneckedness, Part 1. This is not gospel. This content is brought to you by notgospelstudios.com. If you want to support the channel but don't know how, just click on over to notgospelstudios.com, follow and subscribe to us on all of our listening platforms, and then click the store icon where you can purchase Not Gospel Studios merch, including custom spray art. If you'd like your own custom spray art painting, just click the custom spray art icon, and as you're checking out, in the additional notes section, tell us what you want on your painting. We'll create your painting, post the video of it, and you can watch the entire process of how your painting was created while you're waiting for your custom artwork to arrive at your door. As always, thank you guys so much for listening and watching and supporting, and keep being awesome, because that's how God made you. So the first perk of redneckedness that I want to talk about is tools. Rednecks are always going to have tools. At the very least, a redneck is going to have one tool. Whether it's a pocket knife or a pickup truck, a redneck, if they're a real redneck, is going to have access to tools. Y'all may be thinking, now wait a minute, a pickup truck, that's not really a tool, right? Like, I beg to differ. Okay, a pickup truck is absolutely a tool. And in a lot of cases, it's a redneck's only tool. If you don't believe that a pickup truck is a tool, you try to move like across state lines, right? Like say from, I don't know, Arkansas to Georgia or whatever, or even further north if you're a Yankee. You try to move state lines and by using a freaking latte and a podcast, right? It is not going to happen. But if you've got a good redneck friend with a pickup truck with a bed in it, and maybe he's like got some pieces of plywood up the side so you can stack more and more stuff without it tipping over. He's got those ratchet straps or those stretchy bungee cords that he can strap over just a net or a tarp or whatever. A redneck's going to have access to that. You, if you're not a redneck, if you're a Yankee, you're going to have to find somebody and bribe them with some food or a donut or something, or some cash to get access to a truck and a tarp and all this stuff. But a redneck already has it. They've got it in tow. Rednecks are so committed to trucks that they will take a car or some casual normal vehicle and cut the back half off of it and turn it into a truck. Rednecks don't cut the back half off cars as a fashion statement. They don't think it looks better like that. And it's not that rednecks are poor. They don't go into the dealership and be like, hey, I can't afford this entire Prius, but let me go back to the car and get a grinder and like a bi-metal saw blade so we can cut the back half off of it and turn it into a bed. You can keep the back half and we'll pay for the front half. The dealership's going to laugh them out of the place. This is not a fashion statement, and this is not an affordability thing. This is straight up, we need to be able to haul stuff. Here's another cool thing about rednecks and pickup trucks. Like 90% of those rednecks that have a pickup truck are going to have a trailer hitch on that truck. And 50% of that 90%, and I know that's a lot of math right now in Not Gospel Studios, but 50% of that 90% who have a trailer hitch on their truck are already going to own a trailer. So not only can you stuff your crap in the back of their truck, but they'll have a trailer that you can attach on that truck to haul more crap. So then you can go to your destination, to your new apartment or whatever it is, and fill it with your crap so you can be surrounded by all of your crap, which that's what people want, is just to be surrounded by our own crap all the time. One caveat, or if you're a redneck, you'll call it a caviar because you get those two things confused. One caviar that I'll add to the rednecks have tools is that doesn't mean that the redneck always has the right tool for the job. Sometimes you need, a Phillips head screwdriver and all they got's a straight, right? But the cool thing about a redneck, this is something that people don't know about rednecks and tools. Rednecks already have a working knowledge of all of the creative uses for their tools. This just comes part and parcel with being a redneck. You've tried and experimented with one wrong tool till you found the creative way to use that tool to get the job done. So rednecks already have a working knowledge of all the creative uses for tools. This is actual fact. So like the creative knowledge for tool use, right, is in the back part of the brain. It's back here. All that knowledge is stored back here in the back part of this brain, right? Scientific fact, you can look it up. The creative knowledge for tools is stored in the back part of the brain, and a redneck has so much of that knowledge back here in the back part of the brain that it stimulates the hair follicles in the back of his head, and that's why the majority of rednecks will have mullets. It's not a fashion statement. It's not because, they saw Morgan Wallen and now they want mullets. We've been doing mullets well before Morgan Wallen, all right? Take a look at Boot Scoot and boogie. Take a look at the olden days of country music. Mullets, and take a look at the WWE. Mullets are king throughout the history of WWE. Matter of fact, the majority of wrestlers in pro wrestling, probably redneck. Take a look at Terry Hulk Hogan, right? That guy has had a skullet for as long as we can remember. But back when he started, bro, he had like the full head of luscious blonde locks. Now what's he got? He's got a bandana and all this natural, beautiful hair down here in the back that he can't get rid of. Somewhere in Terry Hulk Hogan's history and his family tree, if he looked it up, he went back there with some great uncle or some great great grandpa. Somebody was full-fledged pocket knife, pickup truck, redneck, 100%. But that's what happens with that creative knowledge of tools, right? That's being stored back here in the back of a redneck's brain. It makes that hair grow thicker and faster and more lush and wilder. I mean, you can cut a redneck's hair into a traditional high and tight, like more on the top, straight up faded, and the back will turn into a rat tail or mullet, guaranteed, because of all that creative tool knowledge, like right here. Mullets and tools, they go hand in hand. Mullets and tools go hand in hand, and a lot of tools wear mullets. So anyways, y'all, that's today's Perks of Redneckedness video. Rednecks will have tools, and those tools will eventually breed mullets, and everyone's happy. Listen, babies, y'all are awesome. If you disagree with me, you think rednecks are evil, vicious, malicious people, you're wrong, and feel free to write that wrong opinion in the comments so we can have ourselves a little online war. It'll have to be PG, right? Like I'm not going to be throwing down the strong letters at you in the comments. And if you get too foul, I'm going to have to, toss you out of there. I'm going to have to give you the and just be like, listen, you gone. If you like this clip from the Not Gospel Studios channel, don't forget to share. Click on one of the other links and videos. You can find them here and here, and subscribe. I think it's down here. Tell your friends about us. Tell them that it's healthy, that it's vegan, and all of those things. Keep being awesome, because that's how God made you.